It is important to us that this debate cover the topics and issues that matter the most to voters here in Eastern Washington. And to ensure this, we reached out to several community members and had them ask their own questions.
So our first community question is coming from Eastern Washington farmer and rancher Bridget Kuhn. Let's take a listen.
I'm Bridget Kuhn, first vice president of Washington Farm Bureau, the largest agricultural organization in our state. Our family farms hay and raises beef cattle near the little town of Benge in the 5th Congressional District. By the numbers, Washington loses an average of 2 farms per day, underscoring the urgent need to pass a new farm bill. But Congress remains deadlocked on this critical legislation. If elected, how would you reach across the aisle to break that stalemate and ensure the timely passage of a farm bill that supports our rural communities?
Mr. Baumgartner, you have 1 minute and 30 seconds to answer the question.
Yeah, it's a great question, and let me say it's great to see Bridget, and I'm very proud to be endorsed by the Washington State Farm Bureau. And for someone that grew up as a little boy in the wheat farming town of Colton, Washington, and my first job was taking plastic Cougar football cups and filling them up with Kool-Aid and selling them to farmers going out to harvest. I care a lot about our rural areas. The Farm Bill is extremely important, and I've already had discussions with a number of folks that are wheat farmers about how do you work a farm bill. Was speaking with Regent Blankenship from WSU, has significant experience working farm bills, and he talked about how you have to build an alliance with the wheat farmers in Kansas and North Dakota, in Montana, to bring that bill home. And then you also have to reach across the aisle to the Senate as well, too, because, you know, the farm bill isn't just about wheat, which we care a lot about here. There's also a lot of issues of peanuts and cotton that the folks down south. And then, as I think people know, the farm bill is also combined with poverty food aid for our urban areas. So it really is a big bipartisan bill that has a lot of sausage making that goes into it. But I'm absolutely committed to standing up for folks in rural Eastern Washington, because those are my roots. And I'm very optimistic that we'll get a great farm bill if I am fortunate enough to make it to Congress. All
right. Thank you very much. Ms. Conroy, you have 1:30 as well.
Thank you. My grandparents met at a wheat harvest down in the Palouse, and I had the opportunity to work on my great aunt and uncle's wheat farm out in Lind when I was in high school. So it felt like a really amazing jump to make from that background to working at the U.S. Embassy in Japan with Ambassador Tom Foley in the late 1990s. And I was always so proud, because he was so proud that when we hosted official dinners, he would make a point of letting our guests know that a lot of the bounty on that table came from his home state of Washington State, and that made me proud too. So we haven't had a new farm bill since 2018, and it's absolutely imperative that we get one passed. The Farm Bill's meant to last for 5 years, and we need to have things like crop insurance, because even though the weather is not predictable, government ought to be able to do its business and be predictable. Export market access is incredibly important for Eastern Washington farmers, and that needs to be provided as well. Also, we need to provide support for climate adaptation, and there's some fantastic programs at WSU that help farmers do that, and we need to make sure that the MAGA movement does not get to take advantage of the lapse in the Farm Bill to take away all of these things, which is threatened by Project 2025.